Okay, good morning, everybody. I figured I would do this part two episode for today. I'm just going to explain to you what happened regarding this stuff. So, I don't do Starbucks. I not that I condone it or that it's, not that it's not a bad company. It's a good company to invest in, etc. I just don't drink it. It's not my taste. It's not my preference. I don't prefer it over anything. But I'm going to tell you a story. So, in 2010, 2011, I was at a company called Nike. I was at the headquarters. And I had a boss. And if I could show you a picture, I'll probably post the picture of the person on YouTube and Twitter of what she looked like. She was very attractive. So I had to wear like a uniform. Most of the people at Nike, or even at Apple, because I was at Nike and then I went to Apple after, with internships for the colleges, for credits and etc. My boss was Melissa. She was a chief. She was underneath the chief informational officer, meaning I was an IT support person for the website for Nike. And I would have this backpack that I have on. I'd have to wake up not at 7:30 in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd have to wake up at like 6 to catch the train, because it was in the city. And the train was usually an hour to an hour 15, an hour 30 minutes, depending upon traffic, because they have traffic. The trains have traffic because you don't know the distance, how long it's going to be. And depending on stops, or if there's a problem with the train, you don't know what track you're going to. So, a lot of times, I would have to read books. So I would read, Rediscovering Jesus. So I would read a book like this, and I'd be on the train. Let me see if I have the headphones. I do have it, ladies and gentlemen. I have them somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. So I would have these headphones. Just give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I have them, ladies and gentlemen. I don't use these anymore because. So I would have headphones like this, or earbuds, and they would go in my ear, and I would listen to the music, and it would go, it would be like, classical music or audio books. Just looking for something. Or I would have headphones like this, and I'd be on the train, and it would go, and there'd be people talking and having a conversation, and it was good and all, but it was just very tiring, because the travel affected me, and it affected everybody, because you spend 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours both ways going back and forth, and it's costly, it's expensive. So some of those internships, I'm telling you, were paid, some of them were not paid. So it depended on where I was at that time. So Melissa, she had a hissy fit. She would always, you have to be here at 8 o'clock on the dot. and I would laugh because some in the beginning they didn't know this. I wasn't getting paid. This is what basically happened to me. Professor Gray at Nassau Community College has another relative. Instead of with the A, it's with the E. It's the same name, but they're cousins, but one goes with an A, one goes with an E. Well, what happened was I was at Nassau Community College for 2 or 3 semesters, but I went upstate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the other Professor Gray, in order for you to graduate, you have to have enough credits. So if you need 120 or 130 credits, it depends on the situation. So, when Dr. Phil McGraw says, we've got issues, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got issues. You have to be there 8 o'clock on the dot. She would wear, I'm sorry to say this, ladies and gentlemen, we had to take courses on ethics and compliance. The human resource woman would come. Her name would be Donna or Michelle. And I would sit there and I would say to myself, I'm wearing khaki pants, or I have to wear this outfit every day. And it would say, it would say something like Nike, it would say Nike on the the outfit or whatever. Well, that's the same thing what happened with Verizon in Westbury, ladies and gentlemen. They all do the same thing. You got to wear the hat. See, I have this BJ's. See, I have the B. Well, it's the same thing. I had one of those outfits, and it drove me crazy. You have to wash the clothes, and a lot of times I was wondering, I have this book, and I'm happy I have it. It's Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. And then Steve Harvey, I would bring this book. I had one of these books, and I gave it to one of my friends. And I would wonder, what the heck is this Steve Harvey talking about? This woman is crazy. Oh, no, let me tell you something. She would grind on me, ladies and gentlemen. She would grind on me. I'd be sitting there. I'm going to show you a scenario. This is what you call sexual harassment. And I would have to tolerate it. Do you know that show, ladies and gentlemen, Ugly Betty? Well, that woman, one of those women, the script was based on certain things in my life. So I would be sitting in a chair, and let's just say this is Melissa, right in front of everybody. She would be like this. She would sit on my lap, and I'd have a computer or a laptop or a screen. I'd have a screen like this, and she would go like this. She would sit on my lap and look. And you wonder why. Can you say anything as a man? You can't say anything. I thought it was amusing in the beginning. So, I was there for a year. I think between a year or 2 years. Year and a half to 2 years, I should say. But I learned something. Like this book. He's got potential. He's got potential, ladies and gentlemen. He's got potential. Very good book. I learned something. I got even with her. They'd have those events. The board of directors would have those events. I got even with her so good. So Melissa was a comedian. So I got even with her. She wanted to, no offense, my boss wanted to hook up with me. I'm just going to say it like it is. She wanted it. And I didn't do it. Because you can't mix your job requirements or internship with pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, because it's haram, it's a sin. So all I could think about is all my friends saying to me, don't You don't need to have a sexual relationship with a woman in the bathroom. Don't do it, John. Just don't do it. And you know what? Melissa drove me crazy with these Starbucks orders. She would write a laundry list. This is when I started understanding Grubhub and Uber Eats and these companies, and I started wondering, why the heck do you have me listed with 50,000 credentials? She would go, okay, John, I like to order a red eye. What the heck is a red eye? What is this red eye? Listen, they know what it is. And I would go, red eye, coffee. And she would explain this to me. And ladies and gentlemen, if I had my cell phone with me, oh, this would be great. This is great. If this device was like the Sony device, I would flip it and hit record. And she would talk. Here you go, Melissa. I'd hand it to her. And she'd go, I want it. She wants this, and this. She wants a breakfast burrito. Yeah, I'll pay you next. They would have this Venmo or whatever this app was. They would have all this stuff. Yeah, Venmo me. I don't know how. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. This is a topper. She would just say to me, like, this is like an example of a card. She would just hand me the card. It was a black card that had like millions of, it had points. Could have been American Express. Could have been whatever it was. Could have been Visa. Well, she handed it to me, and she says to me, oh, ladies and gentlemen, she says to me, here's the card. And I would have to go, the Nike store, the Nike corporate office would be on the, like, almost close to the top level. And I'd have to go down the elevator. I'd have to hold the notes. I'd have to make the order. And sometimes they would make a mistake, and I'd have to go back down and do the same thing over and over again. I was like that guy, the do-it guy. So, I figured I'd tell you this story. It was a good story, and those events, those charitable organizations was good for Nike and Apple. So take care, guys. Have a pleasant and wonderful day. Take care.